Lesson 9.2, Angles in Radian Measure. Our essential question, how do you draw angles in standard position? Find coterminal angles and use radian measures. Standard 9.2, number 3, convert between degrees and radians. Degrees is what we've been talking about so far and how you can travel around the circle. Kind of like with a skateboarding trick. If you just turn around backwards, that was 180 degrees. If you do a full 360, you turned all the way around. So 180 degrees is halfway around the circle. 360 degrees is all the way around the circle. We can also do this in radians. Radians is another measure that we do. All the way around the circle is 2 pi. So halfway around the circle is pi. That means halfway around the circle, pi, is the same exact measure as 180 degrees around the circle. So we're going to use these ratio conversions to help us convert our current degrees or radian measures. So I am given 120 degrees, and I'm being asked to convert it into the other measure, which would have been radians. So how we do this is I say that I have 120 degrees, and we're going to write the word out in degrees so it's easier to see. And I need to multiply it by a fraction unit of 1. But this is a special fraction unit of 1. In that since the degree is what I want to get rid of, that means that I need to have a degree in the denominator so that they would 1 each other out when I multiplied. This needs to be my conversion fraction. So since degree is on the bottom, we know it's 180 degrees, is the same as pi radians. So this is going to be our conversion ratio. So multiply my fractions straight across. I have 120 degrees times pi radians in my numerator, all over just 180 degrees in my denominator. A degree in the numerator and a degree in the denominator, these 1 each other out. I have 120 pi radians all over 180. So I need to simplify the fraction of 120 pi over 180 because our units is in radians. So 120 pi all over 180 simplifies to 2 pi over 3, and our units is in radians. So 120 degrees is the same measure as 2 pi over 3 radians. Our next problem. There is no degree, which meant this is a radian. So I have negative pi over 12 radians, and I need to multiply this by a fraction of 1. But it's a special fraction, in that if radians is in the numerator, I know that I need to have radians in the denominator, so when I multiplied, they would 1 each other out. I know my unit conversion fraction talks about pi radians, and that's the same as 180 degrees, so my numerator must be the 180 degrees. So multiplying these two straight across, I have negative pi radians multiplied by 180 degrees all over 12 pi radians. So radians on the numerator, 1's out with radians on the denominator. Pi in the numerator, 1's out with pi in the denominator. So what do I have left? I see that I have a negative 100 degrees in the top. So 180 degrees in the top. And I know that I have 12 in the denominator. So I just need to simplify my fraction. Degrees is my units. So negative 180 divided by 12 gives me negative 15 degrees. So this is my degrees of this radian. Last one. Since there's a degree measure, this one's already in degrees, and I need to convert it into radians. So I am given 135 degrees, and I need to multiply that by a fraction of 1. It's a special fraction of 1 in that since the degree is in the numerator, I know I need degree in the denominator. So when I multiply, they'll cancel each other out. They'll 1 each other out. When we're doing a unit conversion, I know that we're talking about 180 degrees, and I know that that's the same as pi radians. So we're going to go ahead and multiply our fractions straight across. So I have 135 degrees times pi radians all over just 180 degrees. I know that degrees in the numerator and degrees in the denominator, they will 1 each other out. So what am I left with? 135 pi radians in the numerator. Radians is just the units, so the denominator is 180 degrees. So simplifying 135 pi all over 180 gives me 3 pi over 4, and radians is our unit of measure. There are 3 problems left on the page for independent practice. Please do these 3 on your own.